Hello! Right, welcome to The Good, The Bad and The What the Fox, Volume 5 officially. Now, I will be back later on. When you see me like this, you'll be like, ah, that's where it comes in. I think we're around about the fourth film. So I'm filming this at the start because, let's see, mainly filming this because it could go one or two ways. First off, switch it on, Stephen. Okay. So, it was approximately 5 years ago I started filming The Good, The Bad and The What the Fox, and it began with Corey Feldman. I might have said Corey Haim at the start of this. Probably. Even though I'm a massive fan of the two Coreys, even I get them the wrong way around. And I go, you know, now, so wait for the GoPro, don't wake up. Today, hello? No? It's gonna let us down. It's gonna let us down. Howie man, we're filming. Nah. This might have something to do with filming in the river last week. Okay, it's just a little bit of audio because the audio was knocked. I don't know what happened to the GoPro, but I actually dropped the camera in a second. There you go, into the water. And then the big problem was that little stream ends to a big river. So just some audio to fill it in. Nearly had a bit of a disaster losing the camera down the stream. Push that way and nip that way in like... I mean, what do you think? You got the smallest fucking fingers? And then I'll cut my fucking finger off. Seriously, you meant to nip that way, then lift that way? I mean, who's got fingers that small? Why? Because you've got to take the battery up. Why? Because it hasn't switched on. Why? No one knows why. Wait, look at that, it's got to open. Now I've got a tab to pull down. And I just got to fully reset it, just for a shot. That's all I wanted at the start of this video. It's all I wanted. It's fully charged. Had no reason. It was just because I was filming. Right, so hello, back. Quite a little bit random outtake. So what I'm trying to do is we're recording. Can you see it in the corner? Just make my life completely hard. Yep, we're recording. Right. So the plan is, you know, it's probably going to be the worst angle because I have to do it blind. Yep. It's maybe unusable. Yeah, you can see there a shot. Professionally done, but again, back in the day, you wouldn't know. It'd be blind. Blind to see. Welcome to The Good, The Bad and The What the Fox, Volume 5 for Corey Feldman. Hello and welcome to The Good, The Bad and The What the Fox for Corey Feldman, Volume 5. I think it's 5, it might be 4. Could be 4. So, approximately 3-4 years ago, I started The Good, The Bad and The What the Fox, and I started with Corey Feldman. He said Haim there. Went on to Corey Haim, done Christian Slater, Wesley Snipes, Scott Atkins, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Eddie Murphy recently, John Cusack, you name it. Nicolas Cage. Even started with Arrow, and at the moment I'm 3/4 away through the new John Cusack one. I recently watched Adult World with John Cusack and it was really good, and after that I was like, right, it's Corey Feldman got on Amazon Prime, and A Dangerous Place appeared. I was like, alright. There's a couple on there, so there's been a couple of Feldman films over the past 3 years that I didn't have. Stuff like Zombieland, King Zombie, Corbin Nash. I've recently acquired them, so I've seen them, but then they should have been in This Good, The Bad and The What the Fox, and they should have been going on for the last couple of years, but it's not. So I'm going to try and revisit them. I might struggle getting to 10 because I don't think he's made 10 films, so Corey here might creep in there. So this is a start anyway. A Dangerous Place started, and I started watching it, and I've just finished it there a couple of nights ago, and I was like, And I was right. So No Surrender, and picked this up recently. I always remember this back from the video shop. Now it looks a bit like Sidekicks. I've talked about that quite recently, especially if you check out Retro VHS for that. It's Corey Feldman standing on the front cover, arms crossed, red, and this coming on the end of Karate Kid and, you know, like back end of Bloodsport. This is a new age release. Happy to have that. I bought it and it's been sitting on the pile to watch. It's been filed away, and it wasn't halfway through. I went, "Is a dangerous place, No Surrender?" And yes, it is. So pretty much borrows the script from the Lost Boys. Two brothers move to town, get into martial arts. The older brother gets misled, joins a group. The younger brother follows in his footsteps as his brother is fortunately found dead. Suspected suicide, but his brother's not convinced it is. Corey Feldman plays Taylor, who is basically the leader of the pack, rocking the slick back hair, black sunglasses, bad boy in school. Feldman pulls this off well. This screams early 90s because of the score. The score is so over the top, and some of the edits are really, really like over the top. And I had seen this as a kid. As I say, the front cover is very iconic. It's Feldman on the front cover. Again, Feldman laughs about this and Dickie Roberts that he doesn't know karate. He was Donatello, practices karate. He's an actor. So yeah, it's pretty cool. No one else in this is familiar except for Marco. No apologies to Marco. But it shows you, like, you know, like discipline from school, and like that whole story of like getting to like get into sensei, get some training, get some discipline in your life early age. But then you've got like, what happens if you're bad, what happens if you're good. I mean, look at the resurgence of Cobra Kai, and this is following along that. Feldman plays quite a good bad guy. The end fight, where his weapon of choice is his double axe handle. I mean, and then the kid keeps cutting and jumping up, and the kid who plays the lead actor, he can do some really good kicks and stuff like that. The choreography's okay for it. But yeah, it's a cheesy high school film. So yeah, mental like. As I say, it's not to shout about. I mean, it's big budget. I mean, the start of it, there's like stealing motorbikes, carjacking and stuff like that. You know, they're a forceful team. But yeah, I was totally baffled to find out it was No Surrender over here in the UK. That's it, Amazon Prime. It's never seen the release of day on DVD. So the idea is see what Amazon Prime's got to offer. I know The M Word is on there, which is something I've never seen. Round Trip to Heaven is another film I've recently purchased on Big Box VHS, which you'll just see along the top there. Watched it, enjoyed it. Again, it's another one can go in this. I can think of maybe 5, and since Corey Feldman has appeared in my film, there's 6. So yeah, this is the good, the bad, and the what the fucks for Corey Haim. Hopefully be 10 films. Could sneak in a few Corey Haim ones there, but yeah, welcome to the good, the bad, and the what the fucks for Corey fucking Feldman. I said Haim there again. Terrible for that, and I'm a big fan. Hello and welcome back to the good, the bad, and the what the fucks for Corey Feldman. I'm trying to get to 10, and in my head I'm thinking maybe there's 10. And again, the next one is The M Word, and this is on Amazon Prime. As I say, there's a couple of the two Corey's movies on there. The M Word, I remember seeing some pre-orders coming out for it in Amazon, and back now, if you don't get them the day they come out, they just disappear. Someone's selling Hooked Up, or High School Party Girls as it got called in England. And if you didn't pre-order it, you just didn't get it. And someone's trying to sell it for like 50 quid on eBay. I've actually got Hooking Up and that same film. They have been on the series before. So The M Word, starring Michael Imperium, that's got to be his name. Also Spider from Goodfellas, who went on to be in The Sopranos, also in Ski School. Ski School. Quite a funny, likeable guy. Recently seen him in The Good, the Bad, and What the Fucks for Nicolas Cage. Scored a settle, he's in that as well. This is weird. It's weird. The M for The M Word is menopause. That's the word. Man, it's fucking weird. First off, it's about half an hour too long. It's on for 2 hours. Corey Feldman's really good in this. He plays Benny, who's basically the boyfriend at the start of the lead actress. And they're all working at this television station, and all the TV shows are just fucking off the wall. We got an extreme sports show. There's a crazy like one aimed at kids, and they're all concept, but it shows you like literally fly on the wall what it's like to work, and it's a bit like, you know, like when people subscribe. Working for Atari back in the day, they're all like a bit of a wild bunch, you know. But New York corporates come across and basically go, right, so what's going to go down here? Shows are going to get axed, people are going to get made redundant. And meanwhile, the lead actress she's trying to pilot her own show about the menopause called The M Word. And she's using her friends and a mum, you know, she's like doing this guerrilla documentary, and she's like, well, why don't we do this? And then they're like, well, might support that. And meanwhile, her and Corey Feldman are kind of like, I'll work on it, they'll argue, and it goes off. It goes a long way. So it comes full circle about like trying to save the TV show, and it's all like been really shot close in studios, I think. Like red eye cameras. There's a lot of CGI done nicely, but you can tell it's, you know what I mean, it hasn't been given any grade. It's just like nice like little overlay on top of that. It looks like it's been very guerrilla film, like get that bit filmed, chuck it out there. It starts bouncing all over the place, because even then the corporates have the idea of spying on everyone and who's embezzling money. So then it starts doing its own pace of like that, and it's just some of the stuff people come out with, and like obviously like it keeps panning around, people talking about the menopause, and you're like, and Feldman like loses his shit because the executive starts falling in love with his girlfriend. He gets cut out the dog, and he sort of gives a good performance at the end of it, but when it's doing that, you kind of feel like there's a lot of legit footage just zeroed out its audio, and you know what I mean, some tunes put on. It's a really cheesy score. But when it comes to the good, the bad, and the what the fucks, this is definitely what the fuck, because I was like, alright, it's the M Word, and I learned stuff I didn't know. But as I say, it's about half an hour too long, and it's just, again, it's just kind of like it's almost like a theatre group that have just got together and go, right, we're going to do a film about this, and there's a lot of improv in it. And again, as I say, I've never physically seen a copy, but it is on Amazon Prime. So this is the good, the bad, the what the fucks for Corey Feldman. I think it's volume 5. I think. And I'm going to hopefully get 10 films, because I'm going to have to revisit Corbin Nash and Zombie King. So there's 4. Round Trip to Heaven, there's 5. There's quite a few up there. Hopefully we're going to get to 10. Right, see you in the next one. Right, welcome back. This is entry number, I want to say 4. It might be 3. What did we have? No Surrender, The M Word, and now this, so it's number 3. And this is Lipstick Camera. Can I see you? Right, so this is a new edition. I think I've got 10 Corey Feldman films. I don't think. Stand by. Focus. Right, okay. So, I watched Lipstick Camera last night, and this came along in 1994. So in the era of Last Resort. Coming into like Dream, Little Dream 2. Coming off the back end of, you know, coming at the end of Turtles. Feldman's got really long hair, a cheesy goat, and a Mitch cap on. So yeah. So this film came along in the time of like films coming up like Sliver. So yeah, so why am I doing this? So the guy who is from the brilliant pun Evil Beneath the Loch Ness, which would be Brian Wimmer. It also stars Locke, who was also in Silver Bullet. He's a creepy, I think. You can put paternal creep on. Right, so Corey Feldman is Corey Feldman in this. So you can kind of go, right, he's got about 50-50 chance. He's either going to be in the film at one bit and that's it, or he's going to be out the film and get killed. And spoiler alert, he gets killed. Now, this is weird. Never seen a light of day on DVD. Didn't even know it was on VHS. It was one of these women that buys. It was bought from Blockbuster, this one. Someone's trying to put $24.99 over a $2.99 sticker, so very limited run. The trailer for it on it was Braveheart and Murder in the First. Classic Christian Slater film. Also directed by Mr. Rocco, who unfortunately passed away, but was the director of Dream a Little Dream. Right, okay, so this film is potentially blue.
Now I'm in blue.
And, hello, did you forget about this camera angle up there? I didn't. I just made this one almost weird, wacky, but wonderful. Right, so, Corey Feldman in this is a bit of a camera nut. He's got a few cameras. He's got this really nice setup, like our setup, but like loads of different screens, and he's got a addiction, like max headroom error, you know, like shit like that's going down. And again, this goes back to Sliver, where William Baldwin, is like a bit of a sex pest. All the craze coming off the end of like Rising Sun, so there's a lot of camera technology popping around in this movie. Now, Feldman's friend wants to be in videography, she wants to be an actress, and she's tracking down that Brian Wimmer, who's the local big shot, jet setting around, filming stuff. And she actually stumbles along one of his shoots, and she's like, ooh, I'll put a camera where no one knows up there, you know. So she does that, and basically he's like, get the fuck out of here, you know. And so anyway, she turns up at the house the next day thinking, ooh, you know, because again, me putting that camera up there, I can't see what's going on. But modern technologies, if I could be honest, I could have the Wi-Fi on my phone. But like then, it's like, whoop, like hide this somewhere, make sure the antenna's on, make sure it has some battery, and like she hides this and that, and then this guy basically comes back, and she comes back knocking at the house, and it's Locke from Lost, or the sheriff from Silver Bullet. Fuck me, this camera's manky. So anyway, she's like, oh my god, what's going on? And like, because he's not the guy, and that's not the guy, and then there's something going down here. Was his wife making a porno? Then it's, you know, it's quite a bit of a ooh. So meanwhile, Feldman's like, hang on a minute, where's my fucking camera at? And she's like, well, it's in the house. So Feldman gets involved, and Feldman gets a bit stressed out because this technology at this time was quite breakthrough, you know. He's even got a camera at his head at the start of the movie. It's even like, if I didn't have this camera on my head, I'd have my phone. Come on, Stephen, make this film more complicated. You know, like, hang on. You know what I'm on about. So he's got like this camera on his noggin, like here, on his Mitch Laddie hat. So that's what he can see, and you know, there's a shot even like here, and he's going, oh, hang on, you know, just on top of my hat. So yeah, well done, Stephen. Quickly come in, film a review, go to bed. No, just make this super complicated. Light, Abraham, light. Don't like that light. So anyway. So they get to the house, and Locke's like, oh, you can't come in. Then Locke just starts fucking up the house, and like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And guess what? The woman's dead in the basement. So who killed the woman? It's like, ooh, who killed the woman? The fucking ranting to find the camera. The guy who's filming it. Conspiracy theory. Jump forward. The videographer guy killed her. He has a bit of a sex fetish. The film starts with a couple of home movies. You know, the guy is, wrong eye. You know, the guy is filming his ex-girlfriend. And the twist comes near the end that he's killed his wife, you know, he killed his girlfriend, fucking strangler, fucking transmission gone wrong. And you know what I mean, he's got a bit of a sex fetish for killing people. So yeah, it's a bit, again, borrowing from Sliver. A lot of people think that William Baldwin's a guy going around being a sex pest because he's got this fucking super fucking Japanese laserdisc fucking mini disc fucking super surveillance thing, and Sharon Stone's like, oh, he's the killer. But no, wait a minute, watch out for Tom Berenger, he's running around. So yeah, it kind of borrows a lot from that. I think Feldman's alright in it. I think what's starting this in Feldman is his jet black long hair and his little goatee and his Mitch Laddie hat. Again, it's that era of National Lampoon's Last Resort. You know, it's pretty cool. There's a bit where like, I know that guy, and he's talking about Locke, and it's just this silhouette, and he just gets his pen out again, showcased on what video editing technology was getting to. It's not as mental as Rising Sun, when she just goes, check this out, and circles Sean Connery's head and circles fucking Wesley Snipes' head and swaps them over in real time, where they're like, what the fuck's going on there? You're like, nah, we're almost there in 2020. We're almost there, but in the 90s, definitely not. But Feldman sort of like and tries to enhance this silhouette of this guy, you know, again, max headroom, like trying to work out who he is, and like, I know that guy, and it's like, oh, whatever. And Feldman unfortunately dies. As I say, he he says he's going down the basement. Again, they're trying to get the thing out of the house, and he's trying to get his camera. And goes out the house, and standing in shot. Hey, I'm back. And he says, oh, I left a window open. But then he tries to get out a broken window, and that's his own demise. He sort of gets cut in glass and cuts his own throat. Which, you know, okay. bit sad, you know, but then he's deaf. He's like, "Cowabunga, dude." That's a total turtle reference. Because he's like talking, as it closes in on his eye, and he closes his eye. But yeah, Locke then runs away with the camera, and I think he fucking gets away with it. From what I remember, Locke like sneaks out with the camera and fucks off, and he's gone. Meanwhile, Sex Pest confesses on camera, and she basically, again, if you look at the film called Nightcrawler, again, this film is like that. She wants to get in it, and she captures the moment finally at the right place at the right time, pressing record, pressing standby, pressing auto cue, white balance down, VHS tape in it, and rock and roll. Yeah, so yeah, put that down finally. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. So yesterday I seen the M Word, which I was like, what the fuck? And then that, and it's very often I see, and not very often I see a brand new Corey Feldman film. I can tell you, last year I seen Zombie King and Zombie King, good old Zombie King, and I also seen Corbin Nash, and the Corbin Nash was maybe the year before. No, yeah, maybe it's once a year you'll see a new Feldman movie, and to see two, maybe it's free, you know, because I don't really remember No Escape. It's been awesome actually. Now, spoiler alert, Corey Feldman will appear in this by the end of it as well, so how awesome is that? Right, I'm going to go straight into it. I'm not going to stop talking, because when you want to talk about number 4, let's talk about another thing I've seen. Now, I was aware when you check out IMDb, and it's very rare that Corey Feldman updates his IMDb, and yesterday he updated with 2 new films. Mental. School Teacher in 1, and something else, poof, gone. All gone. Anyway, so in the mid-90s, again around this time, Corey Feldman guest starred in the Crow TV series. Now, Crow TV series was like, I remember the Crow TV series coming out over here in the UK back in the day, and it came out on a VHS, and I remember watching this and going, wow, Mark DeCostos is the new Crow, because Vincent Price, a bit of a misfire with City of Angels. You know, the Crow was a hard thing to follow, and then, you get, I mean, the Crow's been weird, hasn't it? But when you talk about the Mark DeCostos one, you're watching it like, hang on a minute. Starts off dead cheesy. It's got an intro. Shows you a bit of... Is this a TV pilot slap to make a look at the film? Yes, Stairway to Heaven was Mark DeCostos. And we never got anything until about 4 years ago. Maybe it's 3. Definitely 4. When The Crow got released. Very limited run. And me, personally, after years of going, yeah, Feldman's in The Crow, never seen it. It's like, I don't expect Big Wolf and Campus ever to come out here in the UK. But The Crow finally came out, and I couldn't part with paying 50 quid. I get discount on it, we're working there, but even then I think it would have worked out about 35 quid, and I'd be like, it's a bit expensive, and no. Anyway, I popped into Games Galaxy one day, and this guy just bought this load of DVDs, or Nick, I bought this loads of DVDs off this guy, and I was like, oh, Crow, how much you want for that? He's like, oh, give us a £5 for it. I was like, fine, have that. It is the German version. But it plays fine over here. Whoop, falling over shit. So there we go, Stairway to Heaven, the full TV show. So it was 22 episodes, very Buffy the Vampire Slayers, like literally. So I started watching it, and it gets a bit mental, because, you know, it is the first film flashed around, and next thing you know, he's here all the time. Like, it's not day, it's not night, it's not Halloween, it's not pumpy. He's just basically riding around on his motorbike. Goes all crow face when he gets angry, and, you know, it's a bit cheesy, you know, but I watched it. Of course, sod's law, Feldman doesn't turn up to write the end, and fuck my life, Corey Feldman is Mark DeCostos' brother in it. So Eric Draven has a brother, forget his name. So it is, he pops up really late on in the series. Quite a few guest stars in this, so Birds of a Feather, Disclosure. My Brother's Keeper. Overall, Eric, oh well, what was I trying to even think? He's called Chris anyway. I get that from all the German in here. So yeah, it's fucking a big set, that, like 5 discs. Right across the Bosch. As I say, there's the girl comes back. Oh, hang on, the girl turns. As I say, it's mental. It's a bit like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's loads of different things going on. But in that episode, Feldman appears as his brother, and he's in a little bit of trouble. Now, one of the most important things to know about that episode, which a lot of people go, oh, and this is what I know what I'm talking about. Linkin Park would never used to be called Linkin Park. There's a song called Rhinestone, or the band was called Rhinestone. And a song from Hybrid Theory, in the memory of I move up, I move down, from the top to the bottom, that song. It's been a long time since I've heard Hybrid Theory. It's up there somewhere. That song, a demo version, is used on that. And what was cool about The Crow was it used to, showcase music. So there was a couple of tracks from back in the day, and at the end of it, it would always give you like a WWE stuff. It would go, right, this episode featured this song by this artist, and of course on that one it doesn't mention it, it's another band. But yeah, I was like, it's a Linkin Park song, and it was, shout out to Sophie I work with, we actually went, no, like literally either that's a cover or Linkin Park's been around a lot longer. And yeah, we're talking like 95. But again, that's a German one, picked it up. And last night when I was trying to work out 10 Feldman films, I was going, and suddenly I just woke up, like about half one, remember the Crow? And went back to sleep. And the Crow was actually right bang in the corner. Had to move the fucking dinosaur. To get that, I've had to put the camera up there, which I totally keep forgetting about. I mean, you think, you know what I mean, that camera's still going. And I should have really did the Crow later on. Actually, I forgot, Zombie King. Dug it out, German, and the one I bought in New Zealand this year. But yeah, as I say, Zombie King will not be next, because I want to watch Zombie King with Brittany, because Zombie King's like watching a fucking mental version of Emmerdale Farm, and Feldman doesn't appear right till the end. But yeah, I'm trying to think. So that's first 4. Zombie King, Corbin Nash. I think there's two. There's 2. Oh, see, there's 2 on. Had it? No, hang. I keep thinking if I've got 9 or 10. I don't want to give away what I might have, but yeah, I've always got a backup because it's better than fuck all. Right, okay. As much as I like getting dressed up in a clown and hiding behind trees and hey Jack, freaking people out. Blue hair does not go with his beard. It's the light. Right, so anyway, I've just watched Round Trip to Heaven over 2 nights. Started. It's a pretty long movie. Pretty long. How long was it on for? 93 minutes. That means it's pretty dragged. So, okay, so I never heard of this until we got IMDb. You know, tracking down films back in the day, and I never realised this had got brought out on big box VHS 2020 vision. Really cool 2020. They brought some really cool stuff over the years, and you know, you read about it and then you go, oh my god, like Corey Feldman and Zach Gallion from the Gremlins, Corey Feldman from the Gremlins reunited, and you kind of go, right, it's when Feldman sort of drifted away from Corey Haim for a bit before they had their resurgence. So you want to rough this around 93, 95, definitely a couple of years before Lipstick Camera, because he's grew his hair out. He's got really short back and sides hair in this. Really cheesy score. It's a really cheesy score at the start of this movie, like really cheesy. Now I've watched it on Amazon Prime, so watch it while I was editing. As I said, do want. It's pretty cool to have that. And this kind of looks like maybe they were trying to get the 2 Coreys in this, but Corey. I think this has got a lot of like hints and tints to Dream Little Dream, because it's so fucking out there. So the film starts with a guy and ripping off a few other guys, and next thing you know, he's got fucking a fake arm, and then it's like shooting out. It's so bad, it's so cheesy. The sound effects are fucking terrible, and he does a run of all this fake money. So basically that's the setup. This guy's got loads of fake money and he's on the run. He's trying to track down the money, as I said, and then there's 2 cops chasing him. Meanwhile, Corey Feldman is dressed as a fucking cloud called Bongo, and he's a children entertainer, but he's not entertaining the children, he's actually upstairs fucking the mother. This has quite a lot of shits, fucks, bombs and stuff like that. It's a very, like, Corey Feldman's kind of cool attitude era, you know. And as I say, he runs around, he's got red hair, not like mine, red suit on, he's called Bongo. Meanwhile, Zach struggles to, who plays his cousin, really struggles to control the kids. So anyway, they hang up the pizza place and they don't realise that the girl is looking at them. And Corey Feldman is obsessed with a girl. I think she's called April. I want to say she's called April for this. And she's doing this beauty pageant and he's obsessed with her, has dreams. And again, it's really funky. I mean, I was watching this last night and watching it and going, fucking hell, where's this guy? And he's walking around and it's all cloudy and there's a music cue. And I think, fucking life of Corey Feldman, man. Some of the stuff he's seen and actually been in, it's fucking amazing. Child actor. But this era of the early 90s, it's just like, what's going on? So anyway, like, they all end up in like this beauty pageant. The guy with the gun on the money on the run, they end up with the money for a bit. 1 minute, Corey Feldman created Rambo. It's First Blood, get it right. And then Zach's along for the ride, and then they're trying to check out the cheerleaders. Meanwhile, the girl from the pizza place, she's in the thing, and it's just messy. Bongo returns. That's why I was getting right. Should I get the clown outfit for that? And I was getting itchy that wig. Like, should I get the clown outfit? But then Bongo returns. Party host liaison. There's a golf cart chasing at the end. And then he's got to find the girl. And it's almost like two different fucking stories are going on. It's like Dream a Little Dream all over again. But yeah, 2020 big box version. So I wouldn't say it's good. And I'm going to put it in like the sort of bad category now. It's not the last time Zach Gallion and Corey Feldman reunited. They reunite a couple of years later in. I don't know if it's Legion or Stormtrooper. I always get Stormtrooper and Legion mixed up. Stormtrooper's one I actually named to still track down a big box VHS. But basically, if you haven't seen Stormtrooper or Legion, it's one or two. Zach's walking around with a pirate patch in his eye. I would have met him a couple of weeks ago as well if the world hadn't ended. And Corey Feldman's like the I don't know what he's running, but he's like the backup, and it's all set in the same location as Biodome. And once you realise that, you just like just blows your mind. But yeah, I would say just proper misfire. Just so off beats, cues, like the jokes don't land very well. As I say, Feldman is a starring role, but you can kind of see like he's wanted it. I wouldn't say Corey Feldman's dialed in his performance, and you can kind of see that they've really tried to push this, but really rare. I mean, I'd like been years and years and years of being a fan of the two Coreys, never to own this. I think it was late in last year I got this. But yeah, batshit crazy. Yeah. Buckle up for the most underlined. Excellent adventure. Wow. The day Bill and Ted Face the Music comes out as well. Wow. When party crazed young dudes, Steve and Larry. Like, there's a bit of an age gap between Zach and Corey. I was saying. But again, they did hang out with the Gremlins. Anyway, whatever. Set out on a one-way trip to ecstasy. Okay. I think this is really before the ecstasy craze of the 90s anyway. It's a journey of lifetime, not. As the hip young heroes suffer meltdown from pizza abuse, barf over a truly bodacious babe, hijack a gleaming Rolls Royce, rescue a gorgeous brunette from an armed robber, ... all on their first day out. Reality is for the wimps as the Dipsy duo get the foundation of passion really gushing. Glamorous Palm Springs when the nights are cool. The chicks are very definitely not play America's favourites. It's fucking blue font on blue backdrop. It's fucking hard to read. Anyway, contract sport sex. So to get set, get wet, hold tight for the ride of the life, and the other side, get your very own ticket for a round trip to heaven. Corey Feldman, brackets down by me, Zach Gallion Effers, The Gremlins. They could have said starring Corey Feldman and Zach the Gremlins, reunited from The Gremlins. So yeah, and we're actually going to put that in the bad. It is the kind of, I mean, the clown bit was a bit of a what the fuck, but as I say, I don't blame Feldman for it. I just been meaning the execution. So right, I can get out the clown suit. So yeah, I have no idea what the next one is. I'm still in my mind. I go right, I've got 10, and then I lose one, and I'll get. Have I got 10? No, I lose one. But yeah, see you next one. Right, okay, Corey Feldman, entry number 6. Right, this is caught us off guard because I was going to watch one called Redline, and I'm sure the other day it was free to watch on Prime. Cheers, John. And it's now not, so I don't want to go, sorry, John, owe you £2.50. And Redline's been bumping around mid-90s for a couple of times. There's a guy smoking a cigarette in the front cover. Looks like William Shatner, but it's not. So that was me 10. Seemed really like we're up to 6. We've had the M Word, Round Trip to Heaven, whack me finger up there. What else have we had? The Crow, Lipstick Camera, No Surrender. So that was my plan anyway, and I'm trying to work out 10. And then I went onto YouTube, and it's been a long time since I did the Corey Feldman one. It's like a really long time. And maybe I didn't justify them as good enough because I watched them, I know them, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, Stormtrooper's there. So Legion's not. And Legion is on Prime. So I've watched Legion tonight, and I actually own Legion on VHS, big box. And this is one of the ones I remember finding in Global. And it's like, no, it's not even like Corey Feldman's name. So they haven't like whacked Corey. Did I say Corey Haim or Corey Feldman? I've only had two bases. Jesus Christ, Corey Feldman, fucking hell. The Dirty Dozen meets Predator in Deep Space Terror. Just remember seeing that in the box. I was like, Beryl, is this new? She get, yeah, and then rented it. Not that well. Box is the wrong way around. Like proper legit. It's fucking gone out. That's probably off me as well. Corey Feldman peeking on the back. Yeah, Corey Feldman. Sorry. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. If anyone's watching this, I'm literally on the middle of doing the Beetlejuice and Goonies. So you want to talk about Corey Feldman? Recently, there's the Goonies, brand new today, and then Beetlejuice. The Burbs has been watched for a podcast. We did the podcast with the movie pop guy Paul Ray and Carl, and then we did the quiz for Killing H. Court at the very end. I've watched Busted recently. That has already appeared, so that's went into its own review. What else I watched recently? There's been a few. I've just really filmed the outtake for Beetlejuice. That's why I'm not naked, I've got shorts. You don't need to know that. Anyway, what's this film about? So, if you take Red Dwarf and you take Aliens, you pretty much get this film. Because Legion, when you think Legion, you think I am Legion. Fucking goldless suit walking around. Come in, Lister. Come in, Cat. Come in, Crichton. Come in, Rimmer. And he exists because he's there. But again, this is like a proper low budget movie because it's all been shot in like a warehouse. There's a couple of bits of CGI that hasn't aged well, but screams early 90s, mid 90s. Uses blue font at the start, and then the notorious historical movie of the mushroom cloud and the fucking trees getting blown away, but uses it in diluted blue, and then sets up a story. And it's pretty much like Aliens kind of thing, like a bit of Event Horizon. Really long scene at the start where there's everyone lined up like the usual suspects, and the guy who's clearly like, oh, let's get him from First Blood. It's not him, it looks like him. And there's a lineup. The only other famous person in this is the guy who plays Kano from Mortal Kombat. And then there's a guy that's been bugging the fuck out of me, actually, who he is. You check that out. And then Corey Feldman. And Corey Feldman plays like a tech geek. He's called Seagal. So every time someone says Seagal, you think we're Stephen. And they basically all jet off and get sent to this place where they go in and like they search around. There's no one there, like Aliens. And then someone's running around like Predator Vision, like predators, like hunting everyone down. And one by one they meet the demise. There's even one of them who's like a sex fanatic, and she ends up like, they're all meant to be like ex-military, and she doesn't even realise because they're hit some drugs or something that she's getting sexually having sex with the mutant crazy thing. And it's like, what the fuck's going on here? So say everyone runs around, meets their own demise, and then one by one there was none. Feldman's in this a lot. Like Feldman's in this quite a way, and like he's always on, you know, when they're walking around, he's the voice in the ears, like, come back here and look after me. Meets his demise, I would say, literally about 90% in the movie. He's in the surviving fucking free people. I was kind of expecting, like, watching it there, because it's like, who is this killer? Because it's not like the well, there's a creature. It's like the discovery, who's this creature, and the twist and the turns. And when it turned out who it was, I was like, I don't even fucking remember that guy. I know I'm editing and multitasking, but I was like, what the fuck's going on there? I was expecting it to be Feldman, because that's the kind of thing they would do with the Coreys. Well, it's like, if you watch Fever Lake and Corey Haim's in it, you're like, oh yeah, Corey Haim, he's a killer, and like, sorry I spoiled that for you, but it's like, alright, that's the twist and turns. Who's the guy though? Excuse me. So there's a guy in this who's the main guy, and it's been bugging us, and I was trying to remember, and obviously it's not Dr. Love from Earth Girls Are Easy, it's not fucking Legion. Fuck me, it's not Legion with the fucking crazy fucking creepy fucking ice cream man either. That's a fucking creepy ass film. Fuck me, it doesn't even turn up on the fucking top 10 searches on IMDb, and it's called Legion. So hold with us. It's only just gone fucking 1:15 in the morning. Brittany's asleep next door. So what was happening last night? No, you just watch Legion. Let's see. Same Corbin Nash, and I was either going to watch Corbin Nash or Zombie King. That's like me 10. Seth Green, Greg the Bunny. Right, hang on. Need to be in the 90s here. There we go, Legion. So Legion was just after Stormtrooper, which is quite scary. 2036 Special Forces units. It is Parker Stevenson. Known for. Nope, it's not Baywatch. Nope, it's not Bull. It's got a buggers. I mean, it's right down whatever I know him from. He's just got that look about him. Where the fuck do I know him from? It's definitely not this. To be fair, he's been in a lot. Come on. Baywatch. I'm stumped. They've got no pictures. It's not Baywatch. He looks like Michael Bay. 62 films. So I'm gonna go right from the start. Sorry, this is like, but this is what the good, the bad, and what the fucks are. Lifeguard, Streets of Francisco, Shooting Stars, Murder She Wrote, Flesh and Blood, Blossom. So in the 95, so Legion, he was in Baywatch, Trapped, Loaded, Legend of the Seeker, never seen that, so it's not that. Longmind, Christmas Reunion, Hidden Truth, Perfect Daughter, Bull. That's going to bug the fuck out of us because it's definitely not that I know him from. I know him from Summit. Right, so I don't fucking obviously know it. Was the right guy as well. I give up on that. That was just, sorry. But yeah, Legion, I want to say it's a bad film. It's the acting, I mean, just tip the warehouse, I mean, don't get it wrong, it's really invented for the camera angles and then used as like the Predator vision and stuff like that, but the special effects at the very end and the fucking, like, a sort of like William Dafoe from Shadow of the Vampire, like creepy ass fucking vampire going on. That guy's bugging his things in. I've seen him in Summit, but that was IMDb. I was going to say, Corey Feldman, IMDb. My camera was just like, I've had enough, I'm full. Fuck me, that's a fucking 62 gig megabyte fucking memory card. Just went, no. So yeah, Legion, bad film. You know, could have been more. Again, reminded me a lot of Red Dwarf, Aliens, very blue. Miss Conspiracy, who the killer is. Feldman, you know, you can kind of see him going into that and going expecting a bit more. It's bugging the fuck out of me who that guy is. There'll be a video down the line and be, that's the motherfucker. I recognise him. I just recognise him somewhat. Again, it's not Dr. Love from F Girls Are Easy, but it really bugs us. But yeah, it was really cool actually because I thought Legion had been in The Good, the Bad and What the Fuck's before. And I've obviously picked it up since filming that in the big box VHS. And I still remember the day of picking that up on Global and renting it out. But again, awesome. Right, next one. Right, we're back with Corey Feldman movies. And this one is Corbin Nash. And just massive thank you to my Auntie Janice and Uncle Peter. If you check out the channel when I get the Predator final for my birthday, my Auntie Janice just sent us like a voucher for Amazon Prime for £25 via text message. Or via text message, I was like, what the fuck? And that's what I spent on. Corbin Nash has been had a review random. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few beers. I've literally just edited the John Cusack. Good, the Bad and What the Fuck straight in the background. while Corbin Nash plays. So I'm going to put my original review in the outtakes, because I wasn't being concentrating on other stuff. But Corbin Nash I followed for a while, and just randomly appeared on Sky Movies as today's premiere, so I watched that way. It's now on Amazon Prime, and it's seen release in Germany, where I got it from. I'm going to say it now, and I've already said this. It screams TV pilot. It screams TV pilot, going on episodes, then cancelled, then come fucking boom. That's what you get. So you've got Rutger Hauer in there. You've got Malcolm McDonald. There's a film called Zombex with Corey Feldman and Malcolm McDonald. It's never seen the light of day. Malcolm McDonald's in there as a blind guy. Unknown lead actor, and Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman fucking nails this film. He's a cross-dressing transvestite vampire roaming the streets of LA. As I say, this film really screams TV pilot shoved together. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It jumps back, forward. Corbin Nash written on his chest. He's in the cage fighting barbed wire matches, waking up in this house, trying to remember what's going on. It's very messy in that respect. It's fucking nailed the end credits. Some great artwork in the end credits, but Feldman's in this. It is almost what the fuck, but like, you know, he's very obscure in this as well. He's really went for it. When I met him, Corbin Nash pictures were available to purchase and get signed and stuff, but I think it's a misfire. I think it's totally like could have been a 6 episode and see what happens, you know. It screams Buffy the Vampire Slayer away. There's a lot of green screen in it, well filmed. There's some really artistic shots in it and stuff, but it's messy, you know. Messy in the edit, I would say. I'm not going to dwell on too much because I've got to get back to finishing the Cusack one, but it's great to have Corbin Nash in there, and I was going to watch Zombie King, which will have to be the next one. Zombie King will be the next one, and then I'll have to start going, how many have I got now? Have I made it to 10? But then I remember about Splatter, so Splatter might have to get a watch. But yeah, wasn't Sky Movies, now on Amazon Prime, is available in Germany. Deserves a UK release. Ow, my foot. Definitely deserves a UK release. It's just a throwaway title at $7.99, then down to $5.99 in a couple of weeks. It's great to see Feldman as a Zombex, as a vampire, unlike Bordello or Blood, where at that point they were like, yeah, you were a lost boy, you can be the runaway brother. And this, because he really like, this is Feldman playing a transvestite, cross-dresser, and it's pretty weird, but he's, you know what I mean, it's just kind of like going back to like Round Trip to Heaven, and you're watching some of the visuals and some of the stuff we're doing there, like, right, what are you doing today? Right, I'm dressing up as a vampire, I'm a cross-dresser. What a life. But yeah, it screams series, but I don't know, second viewing it comes off a little bit messy, like. But yeah, seeing the outtakes for the original review about a year ago. See you in the next one. Okay, the quest if I've got 10 Corey Feldman movies. I think we're up to 7. I think this is number 7, and this is Splatter, which may have already been, I don't think it has, in The Good, the Bad and the What the Fuck before. It's on Netflix still, which is mental because this was a Netflix really early on experiment. Now, this is from Joe Dante, Roger Corman, Corey Feldman. Tony Todd's in this as well. It all happens in the house. It's meant to be interactive. It's meant to show one episode and then everyone's meant to vote online. Then there's another episode and who survives and who gets out of the house. It's fucking mental. So, Johnny Splatter invites everyone to his house to bequeath them of his will. This is Corey Feldman doing his whole, looking like the stat on the screen. And basically he starts fucking, one by one, he starts killing them off. And like, for making what's meant to like separate out, Like 3 of them get killed in the first episode. They get left wide open. But like, to know that this is from director Joe Dante and Corey Feldman reuniting them from the Burbs and the Gremlins, it's just fucking mental. Because like when you go on IMDb, there's a schedule, and it shows you an element of the second episode, and it's got a list of 9 episodes. Like the idea, but then for it to be scrapped, it's mental. You think about, because it's still on Netflix now. Right? It's 2020. Tremors TV show, like, didn't get picked up, so why not put the Tremors pilot on Netflix? It's just fucking crazy. I mean, Feldman's running around in the zombie, and it's got some cheesy scores, but it just has some great practical effects, and people melt in their faces, but then strange lightning effects and really like cheaply done. Tony Todd, Handyman. I mean, he's really, I won't say he's a bad actor, but in this it's just like, right. But Gorilla filmed a couple of nights. I'm sure I've read in about this before. It was filmed in one of the houses. You know what I mean? So, the room. Oh, changed the background. But yeah, hopefully I haven't used splatter before. I'm trying to research this and try to narrow it down. Zombie King will be in this one, but there's 2 I'm trying to go. I'll count them in my head. The M word's not there, so this could be 8. Hang on a minute. So the M word in splatter, 2, alright? No Surrender, 3. Lipstick Camera, 4. The Crow, 5. Round Trip to Heaven, 6. Grand Piano, not meant to be there, 6. Legion, 7. Corbin Nash is 8. So I need 2 more. Unless I've already done splatter. But yeah, I need 2 more. 1 Zombie King. And it has to be. I'll have to use HorrorCon 2019. Either way, we'll get there. I did buy the Goonies. Have I mentioned about the Goonies in this video yet? I don't know. It's been a couple of nights since I watched. What did I watch? I watched. Was it Legion? No, it was Corbin Nash, and then I watched Dream Little Dream 2. Well, I watched half of it. Probably watched the rest of the night. When they put the glasses on and they're all like away with the fairies. Get some glasses. You know, they get some glasses on, and Feldman starts dancing with his own song. I'm going to say as well, the start of Splatter actually, it's a Feldman track, so his music's in it, so yeah, Boss Baby now, alright, whatever. So yeah, see you in the next one. I am Cthulhu, the Zombie King. Zombie King. Right, so I've followed Zombie King for a while, and Zombex seems to have got made. There's even a trailer in Zombex just went poof, gone. And I got this on a German import, watched it, and I was like, well, really I should be starting the Corey Feldman, Good, the Bad and the What the Fox. Then Corey Feldman, Edward Furlong, and then when I was in Wellington, New Zealand with my 2 brothers, Sam and Callum, we're going around GB hi-fis, and Zombie King sitting there on the shelf, free for $20. I was like, well, that's a must buy. So when it goes back to finding Corey Feldman and Corey Haim films, you're not going to get better than that walking around New Zealand and buying this as a story anyway. What's weird about it is it's pretty much just shot down the fucking road. I've just been talking to Theo tonight, and it's shot between me and Theo somewhere in Yorkshire, and it's weird. Made about 7 years ago now, and I've talked about this and probably like, because like when I first watched it I was like, what the fuck, and don't get us wrong, I still went what the fuck. I'm like, what the fuck. The fact that if I was to get a bit of money from somewhere, and went out to make a film, it's probably what I would have made for budget. It is a really low budget movie, and stars, well, Corey Feldman's top build, Edward Furlong, the lead vampire from The Lost Boys, the first, is in there, and there's the connection, I think. It starts off, wants to be a bit of a Shaun of the Dead kind of thing. You've got a milkman, a postman, and a copper, and they're like running around like Emmerdale. And the guy, I mean, again, the guy's got the Royal Mail jacket on. It's just like, maybe she should have not had a Royal Mail jacket on, then you probably wouldn't have had a problem. And they're on about how this zombie apocalypse has happened, and it seems to, like, at first it seems to be quite funny because like the milkman's a bit like Roy Chubby Brown, you know, he's very abusive. There's some very sadistic lines in this, and then they're running around, and like it's very drained of colour, and you know, just chopped together a bit, and I don't know. Anyway, they run around, and it keeps flashing back, and it's like, as me as a creator, when I'm not doing this, I can kind of see like they've had Edward Furlong for 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. They've had Feldman for a day max, maybe it's 2 rehearsals and shit. So they're kind of like, Edward Furlong's riding around for a trike for at least the first fucking half an hour, 40 minutes, and it keeps flashing back to Edward Furlong's a bit pissed that his wife's dead, and he's got this fucking little this was probably flat as fuck. See, in Britain, he's got this little fucking gold thing on. He's like, yeah. So anyway, he's a bit pissed that his wife died, and he raises the dead. So meanwhile, the milkman, the policeman, and there's a few more, and they're running across the cornfields and stuff, and like, there's some good bits and stuff like that. There is some funny bits, but you kind of look at it and go, oh, and then it sort of just keeps going backwards. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You keep hearing like the prologue with Edward Furlong. You keep hearing about what this zombie apocalypse is. The priest turns up, he's always pissed, and that store's really loud. There's more people in it, and then you're watching it, and Edward Furlong finally gets there, and Feldman appears 1 hour and 20 minutes into a 1 hour 30-minute movie, and he's top billed, fucking, it's like literally like tight. It's like if Michael Jackson went zombified, and it's the time where Feldman's still got his long streak of hair down here, jet black, and he's, I'm Cthulhu, I'm the Zombie King. It's just like, and again going back to Feldman, like Feldman, you're a Zombie King, do it. I've got no problem with him. He like going from splatter to that, he totally does. But like the whole idea of it, it's just like, what the fuck, you know? Like Ed Furlong's there to justify his wife, and Feldman's like, but you had 2 wives. And he's like, well, I wasn't talking about her. And it's like, well, there's the cliffhanger. But man, it's just so fucking weird. It's literally down the road where it's been filmed back in the day, 2007, 13 or whatever, and I buy it in New Zealand. But yeah, it's mental. Fucking like the milkman. What's his weapon of choice? Fucking milk bottles. The copper. He just got like a black uniform. The postman. The postman's talking about Newcastle, and I'm watching it going, it's in my postcode. And he's just like, dee 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 dee. I knew there was someone up. Alright, he's walking past people down on the floor and that. It's like carrying on the Shaun of the Dead, but it's a what the fuck movie, because like that, like if I said to anybody around here, have you heard of Zombie King? There's a movie filmed between down the road, and like, nah. But you can buy it brand new in New Zealand, or in that case the German edition. I nearly bought the German Blu-ray the other day because I had a black box, so it's out in Germany. So it's, you know, you kind of see that, like going for an import, but I walked in, I bought like the Colony Hot Tub Time Machine. Again, this is in New Zealand, and I knew that me and my brothers were going out that night, so we got to my brother's Sam's house, came all the way down the road, checked out Arrow Video. They had some amazing stuff. I wasn't sure if they were going to sell us stuff. I was hoping to get Trespass and Frankenstein off them, but they were like a museum kind of thing. And we went exploring, and I remember going to GB Hi-Fi Fridays, whatever. And picked up stuff like The Factory, what appeared in the John Cusacks, The Good, the Bad, and What the Fucks. Just picked Where the Wicked Blu-rays. There's a lot of stuff comes out in New Zealand that doesn't see the light of day on Blu-ray or DVD, and Zombie King's one of them. I was like looking around, you fucking hell, Zombie King. But yeah, it's great to have that story, that total story of like discovering Feldman's movie in Wellington, New Zealand. Same place they made What They Do in the Shadows, exactly the same area. Have you seen that? But watching it there, it's just like, I can kind of go, right, cool. Like, I can kind of see the guys, guerrilla filmed it, there's been, you know, a student project, or there's been a bit of money there. The guy from Lost Boys, the first, is in it, so there you go, there's a crossover to Feldman, maybes. But the execution, and you're watching, you're going, ooh. So, this is the 9th one. I'm going for the 9th one. This needs to go in the pile. I'm going to dibble dabble around in the corner and I might rent Redline, because Redline is on Amazon. The M Word has disappeared, so it's now September and the M Word is gone. So if I'd waited to watch the M Word now and went to go watch it, it's gone. It's completely gone. It's not on Prime, hasn't got the little banner, so it's gone. And Redline's there, and I watched the trailer. It's about the guy in the car, and there's a new film called Redline. There's also a very famous animation called called Redline. And I watched the trailer, and Feldman just rocks up halfway through it, like one shot, got a gun, wearing his Michael Jackson jacket, which you've seen him in with his hair, glasses on. He says something, and I was just like, kind of want to watch that because of what the fuck, but like, do I have something that can go what the fuck? But then this will be the last one until I can get 10 films. So yeah, it's the good, the bad, and the what the fucks. That was Zombie King, and it is totally a what the fuck film. It's like Emmerdale Farm with zombies, Edward Furlong and Corey Feldman's guest characters. Right, see you in the next one. Right, okay, it's the final 10 film. The final 10. Right, okay, I will admit I've had a few beers. Literally, this is the 4th, and this is the end of Corey Feldman Movies Volume 5. It's been mental to think about it. I mean, cut back to like 3 or 4 years ago, Volume 1 started, the original. Hello, I'm Stephen Monkey Mason, and welcome to Corey Feldman Movies. I said Corey Haim there again. So yeah, it was 5 years ago. You might have noticed the really bad cut, because I was like, incarnation was probably the word I was going for. That's what I was going for. So I want to give a shout out to John. Thanks very much, John. Because I'm watching his Amazon Prime, and you know, I've got a massive collection of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim movies, and I wasn't sure if I had 10, and I didn't want to throw in HorrorCon 2000 last year, 2019. As a film, because technically it is a film. It comes out Lonely Tree, and Corey Feldman being in it's awesome cat, being in the outtakes. And it's pretty cool thinking like years ago I wouldn't have imagined that Corey would actually be on the channel, but he is. But it's pretty cool. So tracking them down, I kept going in my head, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and I'm sure I've got 10. Now, the rip of the two Coreys. When I was in New Zealand, me, Britt, Sam and Callum were in this pub in Welton, and Britt was over the moon, and I couldn't ask for anything more with Britt, because she was like, I've got tickets for Corey Feldman. Matter?
Ticket for the Corey Feldman documentary.
Got it?
Yeah, I've even got an email confirmation.
So yeah, and we tuned in that night when we got back to England, and unfortunately the hack happened, and again, the Rate of the Two Coreys isn't part of this 10 movies about Corey Feldman. It's a hell of a documentary. It's a fucking eye-opener. It's well made. I think it should be brought out. Enough people have seen it now, but check it out if you can. I'm happy enough for Corey to have our money and witness that. It was immense. But getting to number 10, I was getting number 10. Now Redline was £2.50 to watch tonight. So thanks once again, John. Now, when you follow the two Coreys, especially in the 90s and in the early 2000s, you can look at the books and you can look at IMDb, and Redline I remember Redline appearing. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What's Redline? Never heard of that. And it looks like William Shatner smoking a cigarette. I see, what the fuck's that? Never seen the light of day on any kind of fucking physical format. Not VHS or DVD or even Laserdisc that I can mind. Actually, while we're talking Laserdisc, 2 seconds. Okay. Don't jump cut. Sorry, I'm just filming. I'm pulling my water bits. Brit's in the room. Look at that. There's this Rock and Roll High School Forever. That's fucking awesome. Urgh. And you put that back in the wall when I go back over there. But yeah, as I say, I never heard of that. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was on Amazon Prime, and then you can probably tell, maybe I was I don't know if I mentioned it, might have, but I was watching Dream Little Dream 2, And Dream Little Dream 2 is weird because the first one's weird enough, but the second one's just is a cash in. They've got the two Coreys, they've got a storyline, they've got the glasses, and the guy from Die Hard 2's in it, and basically you put the glasses on and you do what they think you're gonna do, and both Coreys were, I think, Blown Away and Last Resort. Not going to pull the other laser disc off the wall because it's one on the wall. And they did this, and it didn't execute it right, and I was watching it, and even like the two guys from Fast Getaway and Fast Getaway 2, and the guy who plays his dad and the guy who plays his uncle are in it. I'm like, fucking hell. Like the same casting agent. Yeah, and Dream Little Dream 2, and Feldman's doing his whole dancing as Jackson, and film starts with him doing that. I was like, alright. And I watched the trailer for Redline, thinking that'll be the 10th film, and you see Feldman just pointing a gun and he's wearing his Michael Jackson jacket. And I was like, he is on it. So tonight I've watched it. And it's pretty cool to think, like, coming around and watching a Feldman film, and I was trying to pay as much attention. I mean, I went in the background, there's a video running in the background, and starts off, and there's a lot of Top Gear shots, cameras on the bonnet, cameras on the wing, driving around, zooming around, credits coming up, and it's just this guy, and there's two people in this movie, and I've met both. That I recognise. So the guy's basically, his parents both died, and he's been in a demolition derby, and he just happens to find himself in the garage, and this guy wants him to nick a car, so he tries to nick a car, and it's just like he wants him to nick a car after he's seen the worst fucking stick up at a fucking 7-Eleven you can ever imagine. It's like, hang on a minute, did he even get away? It's just so badly cut. There's some proper cheesy music, but it screams the 90s. I just want to check my phone actually, because I've just messaged Corey to say, did you have like 5 minutes in between Dream Little Dream 2 and Redline? But so anyway, meets this girl, goes to steal a car. Maybe it's like a storyline like Fast and Furious would have. And like an hour and 10 minutes in the movie, like the plot thickens as the guy's car he's stolen, try to run away with it, is Michael Madsen's car. To be honest with you, like, Michael was alright when I met him, and there was like a pun joke with Michael, but it's like, fucking hell, Michael Madsen's in this. I was like, fucking hell. But Corey Feldman plays Michael Madsen's brother in this. I was like, okay. And like, he appears briefly, then tracks him down, and he literally looks like he's fucking fell out of Dream Little Dream 2. He's wearing the same fucking clothes in some of the shots of the same alleyway as Dream Little Dream 2. I was like, what the fuck? So for that, this film gets what the fuck. There's a load of shots. Fucking 2 Porsches get absolutely totaled. One goes into the river. The other one gets mashed. There's a Corvette going around. There's a Ferrari. So the person who's made it's proper into his cars. The acting's cheesy as fuck. The score's cheesy as fuck. Michael Madsen was in Reservoir Dogs by this point. I don't even know what the fuck happened to Feldman or Madsen. The film just bluntly ended. And look, if anyone's following this, you remember Volume 4. And if you watch Volume 4, you see a music video for Storm 66, including the Gotham Knight. Check it out, because there's like a video where I've took the Gotham Knight and made it to my own music. On search results for Corey Feldman, there's Gotham Knight. In IMDb, he doesn't know if Corey Feldman's in it or not in it. Again, it's IMDb changes, and Redline was one of them where you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? So, wow. You're watching this back going. So that's 10 films. 10 films with Dream Little Dream, Dream Little Dream 2, the rape of the 2 Coreys. So I've had Redline, which is, oh what the fuck, simple fact that he fell out of Dream Little Dream 2. We've got the M Word that keeps disappearing, reappearing. That's a total what the fuck movie. What we got? So there's two. We've got Round Trip to Heaven, which bit of a letdown considering it's a reunification of the Gremlins guys. So there's three. The Crow. Corey Feldman played Mark DeCosta's brother. What the fuck? That's 4. Lipstick Cameron. I thought he was good in that, so that's 5. Again, it's from the same era. No Surrender or Dangerous Place. That's 6. Yeah, it was good. Zombie King. There's 7. Like, what the fuck? Corbin Nash is 8. Potential. Number 9 is Legion. Where's the 10th film? Oh no. What's the 10th film? M Word, Corbin Nash, Zombie King, No Surrender, Lipstick Camera, The Crow, Round Trip to Heaven, Legion. What's the 10th film? Jump good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The M Word and Redline. That's 9. I don't know if there's 9 or 10. Splatter. There's a 10 and Splatter. Fucking hell. So yeah, that's 50 Corey Feldman movies, including HorrorCon and the Rip 2 Chorus 52. So I'll see you in the outtakes. A bit more sober probably. Of Corey Feldman. But yeah. Man, what a journey. I have no idea what the next Good, the Bad and the What the Fuck's. I think it's going to be Eddie Murphy again. Eddie Murphy Volume 2 I think, but yeah. Oh, I'm brain shit. Right, I'll see you in the outtakes. Hello and welcome to the outtakes. Now at the very end, after you see me with a tree behind us, the original Corbin Nash review rant randoms just tagged on the end if you want to see. I do mention it, so I didn't want to delete it from the outtakes. I'm filming this approximately 4 weeks after recording some of this, and then trying to put it all in order, and I was like, right, this is going really well, and then the lipstick camera came along, and I was like, oh no, like cameras in the ceilings, cameras on me heads. So I've got to get it in order tonight. It took a while to do. It's probably one of the longest Good, the Bad and the What the Fucks there is. So let's quickly just talk about Corey Feldman. I've literally done an Eddie Murphy one as well. That's all been recorded, so I need to get this one out of the way and get the Eddie Murphy one done. Corey was amazing when I met him at HorrorCon, and very briefly I'm going to show you the best thing about it is when I showed him what I wanted him to sign, and it was the birthday.
Surprised you guys know Rock and Roll High School. That's a classic. You know when you did. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
I know, that's amazing. Good.
Now that's the great thing about coming to Europe. You have real movies, real movies. You know if you can find that here.
So just let them know that it's fine.
But I'm saying, are they selling it here at the convention?
I haven't seen it.
He has a great story about buying that audience.
Oh, nice.
We've just done it.
Now if you check out HorrorCon, the whole video is online. It's an hour and a half. It shows you the whole experience and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's really awesome. Corey has popped up in a lot of stuff since then. He's in my show I Theodora, which was all filmed in New Zealand at the start of this year. It's also like review rant randoms also being done for the birthday in total. And anytime Rock and Roll High School Forever's mentioned, he normally pops up, and that's he's popped up in quite a few videos now. But yeah, it's been mental to come back nearly 5 years later to get a volume 5. It will be a while before there's a volume 6 because, like, he's working, he's constantly working, but just the availability of stuff just not available. So, as I say, the next one is Eddie Murphy, and then I think it's going to go back to John Cusack. Trying to wrap stuff up, trying to introduce a few new ones. There's been a few people chuck it out there, and Bruce Willis's names, you know, because you can look at iconic stuff like Die Hard and you go, right, what is Set It Off like? you know. So Bruce Willis has done like a lot of stuff. So yeah, as I say, when I met Corey though, he was absolutely fucking awesome. And for 2 years in a row, he's wished us happy birthday. So you cannot fault him enough for that. But yeah, seeing the rest of the outtakes, and remember, Coleman Nash is right at the end. Goodbye for now. Here's an outtake for you. See a picture of Corey here and Corey Feldman over there. The watches, rare one, and Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman thinks he's got Michael Jackson's nose.
Is that what you want to do? Like some art? So
You did give me Michael Jackson's nose.
That was just an outtake, just to...
Hey, oh, ninja skills. I fucking broke everything again. A fucking outtake for you. I smashed the glass. I fucking killed Rambo. Next outtake.
Hello, right, here's an outtake for you. The other night after I watched Legion, I was editing loads of stuff, and I just decided to put Dream a Little Dream on. Now, if you're checking out the channel, even go back to The Good, The Bad and the What the Fuck's. Dream a Little Dream's been on a few times, and I often talk about Dream a Little Dream being the ultimate what the fuck movie. And since its original appearance on the channel, it's a picture of Corey Feldman, which Britt drew of Dream a Little Dream, signed by Feldman himself. Managed to finally get the big box VHS, as well as a few other VHS. As you can see, Dream a Little Dream right in the background there. And Brittany got the soundtrack on vinyl, and it just blew my mind. I've always had the CD. The soundtrack for the movie is amazing. And I just put it back on, and you can see at the time, like, rewatching this, it is a misfire, especially in the UK. People talk about The Breakfast Club, people talk about like St. Elmo's Fire, John Cusack movies and all that kinds of stuff from that era. This movie really just misfired us slightly. Dream, License to Drive was a big comedy hit for the two Coreys, and Corey here had broke his leg. Feldman wanted to go into more Feldman wanted to go into more drama things, in choreography. He talks about that. Now, it's mental to think that last year on my birthday, Corey Feldman and Meredith wished us happy birthday, and I was just like, mind blown. Like, two out of the three of the main cast of Dream a Little Dream. So again, it's quite, like, you know, I mean, people know of it, then people don't know of it. But him being added to this movie because he had broke his leg in real life, and like sort of tagging on the movie, but they were the hip thing. And you know, Feldman can't really say that, oh, you know, like him was a, I'm not saying him was a bit of an anchor in this movie, because it is now classed as a two Corey movie. The main actors, I mean, Harry Dean Stanton's in this, the old guy as well. He's been in quite a few things. Some of the older actors in this are big names. And the front cover is Meredith, Corey and Corey, and it's always going to be. There's actually I don't want to take that off because I nailed it on. Dream a Little Dream vinyl, 7-inch, with Corey Feldman's revisited and his new era of music. What's this fellow from the Tactics? But what I'm saying with this movie is, it started off and you've got the two Coreys, Lost Boys posters on the background, and they're talking, and then ba-da-ba-bum, it's this weird music, you know, and it's a long intro. It's like black screen font, dog fight, rah rah, and like it goes on, and then you know the soundtrack's in, like Future's So Bright, I've Gotta Wear Shades, which isn't on the soundtrack, hits in. The music cues, like Billy Wilde, fucking amazing song, total misfire of the 80s, that one. REM's on this, just great music cues, but then the weirdness of like the old guy meditating. And the exact moment Corey and Meredith clash heads, Meredith's fucking character just disappears. Is she the old woman's wife or not? The old guy just disappears. He's in Feldman's body, Feldman's in Dreamland. It's just gets a bit weird. It makes your head shake and go, ooh. But there's some great music cues. Rock On and stuff like that. The music cues are great. And it was really cool, but by the time this ended it and finished, I was pissed. But like, I just remember, like, I remember this, eventually seeing this in New Zealand, and you know, it was always like, you know, it was a very, very, very hard VHS to track down in the UK. I've managed to track down 3 now, but again, it's something you've never seen. it's just a weird film. But you want to talk about it as well, when I was on about there, when Feldman maybe looks back at this and goes, right, there should have been Feldman's break into, like, before Feldman went off the radar, or off the rails. If Feldman was really, really positive about, like, going his own way for a while, again, when you look at the 80s and you see him as Michael Jackson, give me Michael Jackson's nose, that was really funny. But it's kind of like, you see Feldman, like, fully showcasing Michael Jackson in the era of Moonwalker and stuff like that. It's the same as Bam Margera and Billy Velo. It kind of like, you know, like that symbolism brought into a movie, but then recycled out. And Feldman doing his dance moves. Not terrible at dancing like that, but it's one of those things where it goes, what the fuck? But then you look at it and you go, that's Corey Feldman. It's the 80s. It just, it fits perfect because it's the 80s, but then you look back and you go, it's got nothing to do with the film. But it's just a product of the time. So I will still class Dream a Little Dream as a what the fuck movie. Because as this long-winded, short outtake, what was meant to be, has come around. I find Dream a Little Dream, a 2 Corys, mega fame, License to Drive, coming off the back end of the Lost Boys, License to Drive, then this. Amazing soundtrack. I thought the camera was running out of battery there. I heard the beep beep. And I just kind of think, like, the old cast, the dream world, the body swapping, the music cues, it's just fucking mental. But again, it's a great film that captures the 80s. And should, deservingly, should get a Blu-ray release in the UK. I honestly, Arrow Video, maybe's not a 101 or 88. Arrow Video, they should get that, and they should get the second one. Chuck them in a box set. Chuck the second one out as a fucking freebie. Give a poster. You know, the soundtrack's there. I mean, the DVD's got no extra features, but I think Dream a Little Dream does deserve a cult release in the UK and let it get discovered by other generations, because it is funny. You just watch it and go, what the fuck? But it just has some great cues, and it really shows you good chemistry that the 2 Corys did have as well. But yeah, massive rant for an outtake. But yeah, see you in the next bit. Anyway, outtake Dream a Little Dream. I'm actually going to put it on while I celebrate it. As I said, it's absolutely mint to Brittany the Finest. I came from Yugoslavia or somewhere like that. As I say, it's fucking class. Yep. Next outtake.
And now, the end is here.
Hello, I'm Steve Mason and welcome to Review Random. Got that right? Yes. These are uncut, random reviews of films. So there's a film I've been following for quite a while now. It's called Corbin Nash, and I'm a big fan of the 2 Corys. And Corey Feldman movies get quite hard to get a hold of. And in the last couple of years, I mean, the Zombie King there, I think this got stood on. Just recently got this. It's a German import. It's been on Amazon Prime for ages. It's meant to get released over a year ago in the UK. It's on digital. I need to really fix that box. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Corbin Nash. And yeah, I've been following it for a while. The IMDb, I mean, you follow that story. I watched it this morning. It's now on Sky in the UK. It had been up here a few weeks ago. And it was rent to buy, but then when you buy it, you didn't keep it. So I was like, well, if you're going to send me it on DVD, that solves the problem. When this comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, I will be buying it. I really enjoyed it. Normally, Feldman films are a bit love-hate. And I think this is probably one of the best performances he's turned in since a film called The Birthday, which I do highly recommend. So the storyline is, it's a bit of a flashback. It starts off at the end, halfway through, flashes back to 6 months, jumps right across from New York to LA. And basically, Corbin has Nash written across his chest. And love and hell on his tattoos. I had a black pen there and realised I wanted to go night shift. I don't be walking around with love and hell on my hands. But no, it basically starts off and it's got, I mean, it looked alright, and then there was a shot of like panning down the back of the car and you see the blood. I thought that looked a little bit too CGI. Got that pen back again. But no, it basically starts off and big cast. Rutger Hauer's in there, Ian McDowell's in there, the other white-haired guy from X-Men and stuff like that. Big cast. Even Courtney Gaines is in this, who is Hey Pinocchio from The Burbs. He comes in the toilet, so the director's obviously been a big fan of the 80s And it feels, this screams TV pilot or a Netflix show pilot. It's not poorly made, it's well made. There is a couple of, you know, bits where you think, oh, that could have been a little bit better, but it feels like there's a lot of setting up and a lot of characters, and more of a TV, you know what I mean, like a Netflix special or a trilogy of films. By the end of it, it is looking like it's going to try and get another one. So basically, the lead guy, I think he did quite a good job. It's very X-rated. There's a lot of sexual content in there, and when I do the good, the bad, and the what the fucks, this would be a good film, but also have a what the fuck factor because of Corey Feldman's performance. He plays a gay drag queen vampire, and also he's not the lead vampire. He's like, the lead vampire is like very stone-like, less moving, and Feldman's just all wacky with painted on eyebrows. And for some reason, like, there's a bit where they're dancing, and you think, why have they like covered his tattoo up? You know what I mean? I mean, it can be done so well now. I mean, look at The Rock. He's got them massive tattoos there, and you don't see his, but it looked really bad, that. Special effects, the blood's mint. It's brutal. You know what I mean? It's fucking brutal. Very violent film. Again, screams that it's going to be a TV show. Like the colours in it as well. Storyline goes all over the place. There isn't proper what the fuck moments, like, but the eyes, the vampirism and all that. It's just, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's on Sky now. I mean, as a review random and just get this out there, it's awesome. A lot of throwbacks to films like Vamp as well. I thought Vamp had a lot of throwbacks to Vamp, Colour, Downtown LA, Life's like, people are like, vampires, really? And it does scream grim as well. You know, like, Corbin becomes like this vampire, and then there's like weird, because there's weird, like, you know, they get kept for a while and they have to fight, and they're fighting for the fallen gods and their founding fathers, which is really poor CGI bit. But you've got these people in druids, which is never really explained, but they're all watching this guy fight. There's a backstory about his family, which is not really explained. Again, grim. And it abruptly ends as well, weirdly. You know, there's a bit of a fight scene and you think there's going to be a big fight, then there isn't. Then there's a bit of a reveal, then the next thing you know, it's almost like on next week's episode of Corbin Nash. But apart from all them things, I really enjoyed it. It's definitely worth watching. I will be buying it for my collection when I get it. I just checked there to make sure this camera's recording because I'm on night shift and I've just woken up even though it's 5:30 at night. But yeah, great watch. Didn't fall asleep. Really good. Probably try and watch it again. Do need to watch Zombie King again. But again, with Feldman and this, Edward Furlong, I mean, it's a British movie. Edward Furlong pops up and then Corey Feldman doesn't pop up to right till the end when he's dressed like a zombie dead Michael Jackson character. I mean, he does always channel that in his performance anyway, I think, in most of his films these days. But it's definitely worth checking out. Fans of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, grim, hardcore, violent porn, bloodbath movies. Definitely check out Corbin Nash.